Man, listen, I got to tell you about something that just completely blew my mind the other day. You ever have those moments where you're just going about your life thinking you understand how the world works, and then boom, you see something that just makes you question everything? That happened to me recently, and honestly, it's been sitting in my head ever since. So here's what went down. I was traveling, nothing fancy, just another trip, doing my thing, hitting the gym, meeting people. And then out of nowhere, I end up in this situation where I'm watching this group of people, Muslims, praying, and not like the way you might imagine from a movie or something. This was real, raw, no cameras, no filters, just human beings connecting to something bigger than themselves. Now, let me tell you, it wasn't what I expected at all. The way they moved, the way they synchronized, the silence, the rhythm, it was almost like this spiritual martial art. And the energy in the room, dude, it was heavy. Not heavy in a bad way, heavy like, whoa, this is some deep stuff right here. And that moment, that's what started this whole rabbit hole for me. Setting the scene. So picture this. I'm in this big open space, nothing fancy, plain walls, carpeted floor, people walking in calmly, no phones, no noise, no distractions. Just this sense of purpose. Everyone takes their shoes off, respectful, clean, and then they line up, shoulder to shoulder, men in front, women in another section. And they all face one direction, Mecca, which is this holy site in Islam. I didn't even know that was the thing at first, but the precision, the way everyone just knows what to do, it was wild. No one's talking, nobody's trying to outshine anyone else. There's no, hey, look at me, I'm super spiritual vibe. It's just humility, man. And then it starts. One guy, he's the imam, the leader, starts reciting something in Arabic. And it's not like a speech, it's melodic, almost like a chant. It hits you in the chest, even if you don't understand a single word. Then they all bow together, they put their heads on the ground, like full on forehead to the floor. And I'm standing there thinking, what is going on here? But at the same time, I couldn't look away. It is like watching something ancient, something that's been going on forever, long before Instagram, long before TikTok, long before all the noise we drown in every day. First impressions, the physical act of prayer. Now here's the thing, when you see it in real life, the physical part of it is fascinating. It's not just standing there with your hands together like in most movies. It's this flow, standing, bowing, kneeling, head down, back up, and it repeats. There's a rhythm, a structure. You can feel the discipline in it. I started thinking about the mechanics of it. I'm a physical guy, right? I train, I do jiu-jitsu. I know what it's like to be connected to your body. This was like a workout for the soul. It was grounding, humbling. And I thought, how many people in the modern world have anything like this, where you stop everything 5 times a day and just center yourself? Most of us can't even put our phones down for 5 minutes. Emotional response, inner thoughts. And as I'm watching this, something hits me. These guys do this every single day, not once a week, not when it's convenient, 5 times a day. And here's the kicker, it's not negotiable. It's not like, skip it today, I'm busy. Nope, wherever they are in an airport, on the side of the road, in the middle of a workday, they find a clean spot, they wash up, and they pray. That blew my mind. I started asking myself, what does that do to a person, like psychologically, emotional, to stop everything multiple times a day and just surrender, drop your ego, put your forehead on the ground, admit you're not the center of the universe. Dude, in our culture, that's almost unheard of. We're all about me, selfies, hustle, grind, don't stop, get that back. And these guys, they literally stop time for God, the discipline of prayer. And then I learned about the 5 daily prayers, Fajr, Dasr, Maghrib, Isha. Each one has a time window, early morning before sunrise, midday, afternoon, sunset, and night. That's commitment. That's discipline on a level most of us can't even imagine. You think getting up for a 5 a.m. workout is hard. Try waking up before dawn, washing up, and praying when your bed is warm and cozy, and doing that every day for your entire life. But here's the thing, it's not just about the act, it's about what it represents. Structure, consistency, gratitude, focus, all the things we're constantly told to practice for mental health. These guys have been doing it for 1400 years. We wake up and the first thing we do is grab the phone, scroll Instagram, check emails, flood our brains with chaos before we even brush our teeth. We don't have a moment of stillness. We don't have rituals. Everything's instant, everything's dopamine, and then we wonder why we're anxious, depressed, burned out. Watching these people pray, it made me think, maybe we're missing something. Maybe this whole spiritual discipline thing, this ritual, it's not just about religion. Maybe it's about human nature. Maybe we need that connection, that pause, that reset button. And in Islam, it's built in. 5 times a day, you check in with yourself. You check in with God. You remember what matters. I wanted to know what the words meant, what they were saying, why the movements mattered, why face a certain direction, why cover the head, why wash before praying. It all seemed so deliberate, so precise, and when you see something that precise, you know there's a reason behind it. So I started asking questions, talking to people, reading, watching videos, not the sensationalized news crap, the real stuff, the actual teachings, and man, what I found shocked me even more, because everything I thought I knew, yeah, it was wrong. So after watching that prayer and feeling like my brain just opened a new door, I couldn't stop thinking about it. It's like when you see something so raw and so authentic that you realize, holy shit, I've been missing this my whole life. That's what it felt like. Now, I'm a curious guy, right? If I see something that makes zero sense to me, or even worse, something that challenges the way I think, I dive in head first. So I started asking questions, first to the people who were actually there. Then later I started digging through books, videos, podcasts, all of it. And you know what I found? Everything I thought I knew about Islam was wrong. Like straight up garbage. All the stereotypes, all the headlines, all the crap people repeat without knowing anything gone. And here's the wild part. The more I learned, the more I realized this prayer thing, this ritual, it's not just a religious formality. It's like a human performance hack for your brain, your body, your soul, whatever you want to call it. Deep dive into spirituality. Let me tell you something I never thought I'd say. Watching Muslims pray might be one of the most grounding things I've ever witnessed. And the more I understood what they were doing, the more it hit me. This is about humility. This is about connection. This is about stepping out of your ego and realizing the universe isn't your personal Instagram story. Think about it. 5 times a day, they stop whatever they're doing and they physically put their heads on the ground. That's the ultimate sign of humility. No one cares how much money you make, what car you drive, how many followers you've got. When you're in that position, you're literally saying, I'm just a human and there's something bigger than me. How often do we do that in the West? Almost never. Our entire culture is built on pumping up your ego. You're the best. You deserve everything. Hustle, grind, conquer, and then people wonder why they're miserable. Science of prayer, the hidden benefit. Here's where it gets even crazier. Science backs this up. When you look at what's happening during prayer, it's like a built-in meditation session. The breathing, the repetition, the grounding movements. These are all things neuroscientists rave about for reducing stress and anxiety, except Muslims have been doing it for when they bow and put their forehead to the floor, it stimulates the vagus nerve, which calms the nervous system. You can literally measure lower stress hormones in people who pray regularly. Their brain waves shift like they're in a meditative state, and the words they're reciting, they're gratitude-based. They're acknowledging life, health, purpose. Gratitude, dude. You know how many podcasts I've done where experts say gratitude rewires your brain for happiness? These guys are doing it every single day, 5 times a day. And guess what? There's no subscription fee, no hack, no $500 mindfulness retreat. Just a clean spot, a few minutes, and discipline, unity and brotherhood. This part shocked me most. But here's the thing that really hit me in the gut, the communal aspect. So I found myself in a mosque later on, right? And I'm standing there while the prayer starts. People from every walk of life, rich, poor, old, young, black, white, Arab, Asian lined up shoulder to shoulder, no VIP section, no front row seats for influencers, just pure equality. And when the imam starts, everybody moves in sync, perfect harmony. You know how rare that is in our world? Everything's divided. Politics, race, class, we're all splitting into tribes and screaming at each other on Twitter. But here, 5 times a day, millions of people are uniting across the planet, doing the same exact movements, saying the same exact words, facing the same exact direction. That's power, man. That's unity. And it's not just symbolic, it shapes how you see people. If you pray next to someone every day, you're not going to hate them because of their skin color or how much money they make. You're equal before God. That's next level social engineering, but in the most beautiful way possible. The shock moment. What hit me hard, and here's the real shocker, the moment that changed the way I look at life. So I asked this guy after prayer, man, what does it feel like to do this every day? And he says, it feels like freedom. Freedom. That word stuck with me because honestly, from the outside, I thought the opposite. I thought, dude, you're doing this 5 times a day. That sounds like restriction. But no, he flipped it on me. He said, when I pray, I let go of everything. The stress, the ego, the constant noise of life, it all drops away. I remember who I am, what matters. And I realized something. In our culture, we think freedom means doing whatever you want whenever you want. But look around. Does that make people happy? Hell no. Everyone's anxious. Everyone's chasing something they can't catch. These guys, they've got structure. They've got purpose. And they're calm. They're centered. That shook me, man. Because maybe freedom isn't chaos. Maybe freedom is discipline. Lessons for everyone. You don't have to be Muslim to learn from this. You don't even have to be religious. But the idea of stopping, disconnecting, humbling yourself, and practicing gratitude every single day, that's medicine. That's the antidote to the mental health crisis we're drowning in. And let me say this, if you've never experienced this, go watch a prayer. Not on YouTube, in real life. Feel that energy, because it's not just sound and movement, it's presence, it's peace. And honestly, it might change the way you look at the world. Joe's personal takeaway. So what happened next? I went deep. I read more. I talked to scholars. I even sat in on a few more prayers. And every time it hit me harder, because I realized this isn't about religion versus science, or East versus West. This is about being human, about finding a way to reconnect with something real, in a world that's all about fake likes and digital nonsense. Am I saying I converted? No, that's not the point. The point is respect, understanding, breaking out of the BS narrative and seeing what's really there. And what's there, man, is beautiful. It's discipline, it's peace, it's humility. And I think we could all use a little more of that. Closing thoughts. So yeah, watching Muslims pray shocked me, not because it was weird or scary, but because it was the exact opposite. It was grounded, it was unifying, it was real. And in a world that's losing its mind, maybe we all need to stop for a second, put our heads down, and remember we're not the center of the universe.